Thank you very much for coming to the show tonight. I don't really want to say anything about the performers. The outdated and grammatically poor biogs that I've copied and pasted off the internet do them enough of an injustice without me telling you that they sound like certain people when they really don't. So because they're all so unique, but I think they're all brilliant, and you might think this is rubbish, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's, especially when stuff like this is concerned. And I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because it's not always that bad to be bad. Okay, so I've already done what I didn't want to do and made myself sound like infantile and stupid. So I'm not even going to introduce these guys. They're just going to do their thing, and I hope you enjoy it. So thank you very much for coming down.
John Cage, Silence. The MIT Press. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Cambridge, Massachusetts, and London, England, August 1966. First edition published by the Wesleyan University Press, 1966. Fourth paperback printing, April 1970. To whom it may concern. A composer friend of mine who spent some time in a mental rehabilitation centre was encouraged to do a good deal of bridge playing. After one game, his partner was criticised his play of an ace on a trick which he had already been won. My friend stood up and said, "If you think I came to the loony bin to learn to play bridge, you're crazy." You can do is suddenly sneeze. Unfortunately, European thinking has brought it about that actual things that happen, such as suddenly listening or suddenly sneezing, are not considered profound. In the course of a lecture last winter at Columbia, Suzuki said that there was a difference between Oriental thinking and European thinking, that in European thinking, things are seen as causing one another and having effects, whereas in Oriental thinking, this seeking of cause and effect is not emphasized, but instead one makes an identification with what is here and now. He then spoke of two qualities, unimpededness It is. Masterpieces and geniuses go together, and when by running from one to the other we make it life safer than it actually is, we're apt never to know the dangers of contemporary music, or even to be able to drink a glass of water. To have something be a masterpiece, you have to have enough time to classify it and make it classical. But with contemporary music, there is no time to do anything like classifying. All you can do is suddenly listen. In the same way that when you catch cold, all musical habits include scales, modes, theories of counterpoint and harmony, and the study of the timbres, singly and in combination of a limited number of sound-producing mechanisms. In mathematical terms, these all concern discrete steps. They resemble walking, in the case of pitches, on stepping stones, 12 in number. This cautious stepping is not characteristic of the possibilities of magnetic tape, which is revealing to us that musical action or existence can occur at any point, or along any line or curve, or what have you, in total sound space. That we are, in fact, technically equipped to transform our contemporary awareness of nature's manner of operation into art. Question. I mean, but is this music? Answer. Ah, you like sounds after all when they are made up of vowels and consonants. You are slow-witted, but you have never brought your mind to a location of urgency. Do you need me or someone else to hold you up? Why don't you realize, as I do, that nothing is accomplished by writing, playing, or listening to music? Otherwise, deaf as a doornail, you will never be able to hear anything, even what's well within earshot. Question. But seriously, if this is what music is, I could write it as well as you. Answer. Have I said anything that would lead you to think I thought you were stupid? Again, there is a parting of the ways. One has a choice. If he does not wish to give up his attempts to control sound, he may complicate his musical technique towards an approximation of the new possibilities of awareness. I use the word approximation because a measuring mind can never finally measure nature. Or, as before, one may give up the desire to control sound, clear his mind of music, and set about discovering a means to let sounds be themselves, rather than vehicles for man-made theories or expressions of human sentiments. Is from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. As living and talking had impressed the musician who began to think that he should give up music and become a disciple of Ramakrishna. But when he proposed this, Ramakrishna said, by no means, remain a musician. Music is a means of rapid transportation. Rapid transportation, that is, to life everlasting. That is to say, life, period. Another story is that when I was first aware that I was to give this talk, I consulted the Book of Changes and obtained by tossing coins the hexagram. And any other methods which are free from the concept of a fundamental tone. The principle of form will be our only constant connection with the past, although the great form of the future will not be as it was in the past,
You are the home of the anonymous. I like to read on you all my false news. It went across your head like the financial district and how you glowed with it. I got Tipex and painted you as an angel on my childhood rucksack and wore you proudly to school. You've got the kind of fame of girls who killed other girls in childhood. I wonder if you've ever seen lampposts in LA. Do they have crabs where you are? Sometimes everybody thinks you're dead. I saw a rainbow today, but it had nothing on you. Your eyes held entire months of teenage summers when my skin smelt of a scented diary from the garden centre or an impulse set from Safeways. Anyway, I think where we lost you was somewhere in the Californian sunsquint and glare. Cute memory. When we played the Simpsons game, where I find an episode of the Simpsons as like real life, I think about the presence of that squeeze of our shared childhood, spent however many miles apart, and I imagine us both rooted to a Sunday television with porcelain swans, a baby gumming on a cork coaster with mottled animals on it, aching, bored afternoons spent grappling with our siblings. This was when our lives were never ending, gazing out of windows into suburbs where the pink dust settles like a trapping net. Maybe once our eyes met through a satellite or something. I think maybe that's too romantic. How about you give me a picture of a verge of grass and a stream? I'll show you. There we are, those tiny dots. Social. The reason is probably because she started to watch all these day programs, first about Eileen Warnos, and then about murderers in general, but she really loved the show called The Unthinkable, Children Who Kill and What Motivates Them. She'd tell me about the murders, the intricate planning, and aren't they heartless, as though challenging me, and while ironing, so the steam would fatten and cloud her face. But the other reason is probably my father, who was a library of frustrations but didn't drink. Instead, he ate arguments until his stomach bloated like a cupcake's foamy middle because he was exhausted with all of us. but once that calmed down, they went back to normal, like maybe child killers and mini strokes of modern lobotomies. Anyway, I was scarred for life. That's probably 2 of the reasons. Old fears are still valid. I hold you only when I think too clearly. I was told I have a bright future ahead of me, but I think it's now, or that I'm using it all up. The school teacher disallowed my etnies, and since then I've had a personal vendetta. The receiving end of it is myself. Sabotage is just a Beastie Boys song. It has no repercussions, not like U2's I'll Go Crazy If I Don't Go Crazy Tonight. In my dreams you comment on my slouch. I have to put the word platitudes in here somewhere, or I'm boring myself. You sick litter box, stinky dog bin, half-assed daffodil, hair gel smell from the new leaves. There's cotton discharge on the fumes, the blood of my sister in the flume. I don't have a Mercedes childhood, and poor Tom's a cokehead. Where's my text from the office of the dead? There is an open bit of land from where the estuary is torn apart. How can a landscape change to reflect so suddenly the breaking of a person? It's bread. The earth is drier than it was. One digger is staccato. Glances are exchanged like fish. The birds are bloated with plastic. Glances between my parents switch into the river. They remain there. A washing machine tumbles down the hillside, and it isn't representative. This is where they dump the household waste. There was no council to decide, but there's much to administrate. Cotton panties hem your thigh, loud and little like the shouting of a child. There is still skin on the black asphalt. Globe microshipping is unaware of the paradox. Cotton ferns hem the fence. What's that light on the horizon? The one we always head to. Bus station, Flatlands, LED cloud, Texaco. Rapid shares. Gina G was the pathway to enlightenment and adulthood. Another of the pathways was my pink faux snakeskin halter neck top that came free with a magazine, and I shimmied it on. It was skinny and violently pink like someone embarrassed. Feeling older, I thought 30, and drinking too much Sprite when someone shouted from across the beery carpets that top looks like something you'd get free from a magazine, and for some reason I was insulted, and girls that strutted and gathered like pigeons patted my back, and we puffed out our flat chests for the rest of the evening, skittering on our low heels, playing at adulthood and anger, and all around me was ooh, ah, and dee-dee-da-da-da, and a tacky smell of sweets that could have been lip gloss, or just as easily the encroaching ledge of age. Transportation. Mother says why ask and re-ask questions, but I'm so often unsure of the question asked, especially when it's the models of cars. And you must understand I had lessons for a very long time, and I still don't know the difference between one shift and another. Before traffic lights and crowd control, people used to march grinning right in front of the bonnet, straight into traffic, like how I once saw so many translucent frogs being swept downstream, glassy-eyed and knowing, towards the open-gritted mouth of a drain. Their eyes were so resigned that I even gave some a little push. The driving instructor gave me similar looks of resignation. Lorries never seemed so big in stasis. I'm sorry, what was the question? Early Harper. The horizon is a lined white flare. Boats lead in over the flat as though on a conveyor belt. Fish garble in the filaments of rope, whacking metronomic with that unblinking dial eye, the eye rapidly drying to a firm gel. I imagine being cabled in the base of the neck, slapping madly for what is inside me, something not yet blinking or rhythmic, but locked in, laying low. The firm, acrid hospital seat is the burnt orange of the rough wire, a squeeze too early, unnecessary creature, fish feeds, the sea heaves, I meet out the lightness as tidal. The waterworks. Follow the stream from bridge to nape, the first thing you'll see, foaming toxic moss up the side. Underneath, like a furred tooth, is the crumble stone of wall. The waterworks are parliamentary. A salted black hard drive balances underwater, snails all over it, a deep sediment absorbing our feet as we cross to the concrete block and clay seams. Degradation slides toward us in still frames at the pace a stranger's muttering takes as it grows slowly through a wall. The sun is a pinhead through the plot of forest. Like always, we head into the rush of dark and take the place apart. We are embarrassingly ordinary outside the court. The judge makes us think about our previous bad choices. There was a good bit of despair, some racking cries. Remember, some people here are doing their jobs. There is no man who draws us, plus I don't trust the jury 100%. They played her last cool though, and everyone was shocked. The old farm. Up Victorian stairs to the bare beams of what was once some parlour or bedroom effort, we tread across the thorny oak, scared of junkies' needles but not of falling, deciphering the non-sexy graffiti which is murder to the Barack wallpaper. Some says sad act, some says Becky's tight mott. The place exercises flux like a threat. Racks of solid wood come down overnight, and although we are banned, we straddle the receding tide at ceiling, learning balance above the wash of fans, farm slurry and super ice wrappers, thinking we hear knocking on windows, and with the feeling of being watched, we try to imagine real Shire horses and ploughs, but the picture won't fit with the gap where the walls come down. My favourite graffiti is synthetic blue, saying get the fuck out, Kerno. At night from my window it's a misshapen hump, like a witch bent over, the messages turning under the greasy dark.
First time for the Thermos Woman 2. What's the matter? My ear! Shit! God! Try to swallow. Try to yawn. Good God. I so hate airplanes, Lenore.
Gratin, Toboy champagne, Mediterranean fish soup, baked avocado with crab, hurrah, Creole cam gobo, Mozamara, Avafly Pesduera, Rela Sierra, Sevaya, Curtis Garriato, Valley Australia, Monaghan's breakfast, Brandy Hattie, Salmon Armadillo, Large minerals, boiled egg, fish Gloria, cold salmon. Post-Olympic Beijing mini marathon. My favourite word is word.
talk on stage, people often have the impression that I make up things as I go along. This isn't true. I know a lot of the things I want to say. I'm just not sure exactly when I will say them. This process of allowing one subject spontaneously to associate itself with another is equivalent to Jane Joyce's stream of consciousness. Here I am in my famous impression of a faith healer.
Some things feel like they go on forever. Like, you know, cooking. Bloody hell. That's long. I am everywhere. Yes. I am your grandma slowly dying. I am waiting to pick the kids up from school. That's me. This character's tight. My! Oh, hi Ben. It's always the wrong Thank you, Ben. There you go. Oh, okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Clocher. Thank you. Oh, that's it. It's actually too hard. Hello. Are we having a good time? When I say Gesamkustwerk, you say Memetics. Gesamkustwerk. I can't hear you. When I say Gesamkustwerk, you say Memetics. Gesamkustwerk. Memetics. Thank you. Gesamkustwerk Memetics is French for potatoes.
Potatoes?
Yes. Time. Great. Hello, Kitty! Hello, Kitty!
Adam,
Hi, Ben.
I'm just telling a story using some narrative thread.
Pretty good, Ben, I get it. I think they're loving it.
Don't think, just be. Ah. This really hurts.
I do hope that comes to the right
You spilled the wine.
What? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Don't cross the street, Ben.
What? I still can't hear you.
Try and picture tomorrow when I meet up with my family. And I have to explain what I did not last night. My baby ain't got no watch nor have I. Let's play that one. I've got your watch. Thank you. It's not really.
Adam, I got something for you. Don't worry, they're indoor proof, whatever that means.
But is the tape wrapped around you? It's like our love. Hot and indoors.
together. In Berlin with the radish, in Paris with the tzatziki. Baby,
There's no off switch.
there is.
Thanks, guys. We'll be selling our DVDs outside.
I'm confused.
In Staples, everyone.
I have never met those two in my life.
Adam Larter.
Adam.
Cheers, guys. Thanks. I'm on Twitter. My name's John Bishop. Cheers.
And Ben Target, Ben Target. Thank you very much for coming.